Every quarter, we hear this very simple statistic in the business press, which says that nearly 70%, roughly 70% of US GDP is attributable to consumer spending. Think about what that means in terms of our power as consumers. It's extraordinary, and I don't think we've even begun to explore what that power is. We know that the values like health are what bring us to Wild Oats, to Whole Foods, and that their ability to sell fresh, gorgeous, conventional produce, as well as hopefully lots of organic produce, not as much as we might want, but lots of organic produce, that are patronizing these organizations because of their alignment with our values, makes us happy as consumers and makes those companies very successful. Similarly, people who care about social justice as well as sustainability are going to tend to buy their coffee from Green Mountain coffee roasters or from Starbucks because they sell fair trade coffee. So the values that we care about, when a company aligns with them, makes the company successful and makes us happy as consumers. And of course, in the hybrid car department, we have Ford, we have Toyota, we have Honda, which show their commitment to sustainability through pioneering the hybrid car notion. But where are we now? That's the question. And as we heard again and again today, more and more the mainstream influence in the whole LOHAS sector. We know that Walmart is interested in the LOHAS consumer. Before I get to Walmart, I should talk about the alliance the alliance between McDonald's, Green Mountain Coffee, and Newman's Own Organics. Maybe this is something that some Californians don't know about, but it's being market tested in New England, where I live, in 650 McDonald's outlets. This Green Mountain Coffee, I don't know how they keep the branding straight. I mean, the ads talk about it as McDonald's coffee, but it's really Green Mountain Coffee, but it's really Newman's Own Coffee. I really don't know how they keep it straight. But I do know that having Newman's Own and Green Mountain Coffee connected to the McDonald's name, which is not exactly an ideal socially responsible company, to say the least, enhances its brand enormously. And so here comes Walmart. Walmart's very interested in the LOHAS consumer. In a store in the Dallas suburb of Plano, Texas, today already they stock 400 organic items. And in the next year or two, Walmart has already announced, as part of its new initiative, that it's going to sell around 400, it's going to aim to have 400 organic items in every Walmart store. So what is this going to do? Is this going to have a negative impact on some of the green businesses? Is this going to be harmful for them? Another theme from this morning, danger and opportunity. Many green businesses, especially in the organic space, are still reeling from the change that was wormed into legislation last fall, in which the whole definition of organic was questioned. It's already been passed into law. I was shocked when I heard this. It's already been passed into law that certain synthetic substances would be allowed in organic food. Hello? Well, danger, you bet. And the Organic Consumers Association, as opposed to the Organic Trade Association, is working very, very hard to raise customer awareness about this very important issue. So, danger and opportunity. Are green businesses going to be harmed? Well, not if they look at the opportunity side. If they see this as an opportunity to tell their story with a three-part strategy of values, standards, and authenticity. Number one, work even harder to link the values that you stand for, the values that you live for, with your product. In Megatrends 2010, you will meet brand guru Elsie Mayo, who works with companies, with corporations, to show them the connection between corporate brand and 13 transcendent human values like love, compassion, truth, and many, many others. So tighten the link between your product and the values you stand for. 2, educate the consumer to differentiate between any diluted standards that might be out there in the marketplace and the higher standards that you voluntarily embrace. And if this organic dilution doesn't get reversed, and there's a lot of people trying to get that done, maybe your company, and I'm talking about the organic sector, but there are ways to apply this into all of the different sectors in the LOHA space. Educate the customer about how you and your brand adhere to, I don't know, the California organic standards or the Oregon organic standards that are higher. And finally, another echo from this morning, walk the talk. Values-driven consumers want to buy your product, but they also want to know that the way you run your business is aligned with the same values that show up in your product. I don't think LOHA's customers are going to flock to Walmart. I don't think so. I think that what we're looking at, again, is this mainstream notion. This notion, the extent to which the LOHA's consumer is a bellwether for where the entire market is headed, even if it might be in a somewhat more diluted value proposition than the core, hardcore LOHA's consumer who is solidly for the pure thing. I think these trends illustrate that capitalism is not set in stone by either Milton Friedman or Adam Smith, but it is a living, dynamic approach to business that grows and changes to reflect the values, the aspirations of the followers, of the people who are doing business, and that's us. As we change, capitalism changes. We, the people, have the power to heal capitalism. We can do that as consumers by rewarding those companies who sell products that reflect our values and who walk the talk. As investors, by putting our money into good guy companies that also return a good investment. As managers like Greg Merton, who brought his values to work and succeeded through his spiritual values. The moral rebirth of capitalism cannot be achieved by regulation alone. That can create a culture of compliance, but it can never create a culture of commitment. Only the human heart can do that. And that truth and integrity that is needed in business is critical to our future. Absolutely critical to our future. The genius of human consciousness is going to come up with incredible new businesses in the next decade or two. In clean green technologies, medical breakthroughs, entertaining consumer technology, and all of the rest. But how are these companies going to thrive in an environment where we're so mistrustful of business that despite predictions that real estate is going to crash just like the stock market did, we keep putting our money into real estate because at least we know what we're getting. Investors are so dubious about the numbers that companies put out with. We're still so mistrustful of business. And that's why we have to transform it. So We the people have the power to heal capitalism, and once we do, once we get capitalism to awaken from unconscious capitalism to conscious capitalism, then we have the power to change the world. Thank you very much. Great being with you.